One of the most unfair aspects of modern marriage is the fundamental imbalance in options and pressure between men and women. An attractive woman has virtually unlimited options at any stage of her life. She can find multiple men willing to date her, support her, marry her, or provide for her. This abundance of options gives her tremendous leverage in any relationship. When she's unhappy with her current situation, she doesn't have to work to improve it. She can simply exercise one of her other options. When you're not meeting her expectations, she doesn't have to lower her expectations. She can find someone who will meet them. This option abundance means that women approach marriage from a position of strength. They're not dependent on making any particular relationship work because they have backup plans and alternative opportunities. Men, especially average men, operate from a position of scarcity. If you lose your wife, replacing her is difficult, expensive, and time-consuming. This scarcity creates enormous pressure to keep her satisfied, regardless of how unreasonable her demands become. You can't threaten to leave because she knows you'll have trouble finding someone else. You can't reduce your effort because she knows you need the relationship more than she does. You can't negotiate from strength because you don't have other options. This dynamic means that you're always trying to prove your worth while she's always evaluating whether she can do better. You're auditioning for a role while she's casting for a replacement. One of the most disturbing aspects of modern marriage is how many women maintain backup plans and exit strategies. Many married women operate like emotional hedge fund managers, maintaining diversified portfolios of male attention and validation. They have the ex-boyfriend they stay friends with, the male co-worker who really understands them, the old college friend they text just to catch up, the trainer, instructor, or professional they flirt with, the social media followers who provide constant validation. These aren't necessarily physical affairs, but they're emotional insurance policies. If her marriage fails, she has pre-established connections with other men who could potentially fill your role. Women are constantly scanning for upgrades to their current situation. This doesn't mean they're actively trying to cheat, but they're always aware of their options and evaluating whether they could do better. When they meet men who are more successful, more attractive, or more exciting than their husbands, they mentally note these men as potential alternatives. They're not planning to leave immediately, but they're keeping their options open in case circumstances change. Smart women always have exit strategies. They know exactly what they would do if their marriage ended, where they would live, how they would support themselves, who they would turn to for help, and what assets they would claim in a divorce. Meanwhile, most men are completely unprepared for the possibility that their marriage might end. They've invested everything in making the relationship work and have no backup plans if it fails. The fundamental problem with modern marriage is that men and women want completely different things from the relationship, creating an inherently unstable dynamic. Financial security and lifestyle improvement, social status and prestige, protection from financial risk, access to resources and opportunities, emotional validation and attention, options and flexibility, loyalty and commitment, respect and appreciation, peace and harmony at home, sexual intimacy and attraction, partnership and support, stability and predictability. Notice the mismatch? Women want resources and options while men want loyalty and stability. These desires are fundamentally incompatible, which is why modern marriages are so unstable. Women provide their benefits, companionship, sex, emotional support, conditionally, based on your performance. If you stop performing at acceptable levels, these benefits disappear. Men provide their benefits, financial support, security, stability, unconditionally, because they're legally and socially obligated to continue providing, even if the relationship deteriorates. This creates a system where women have all the leverage and men have all the liability. Let's analyze marriage as a pure business deal and see if it makes financial sense for men. Wedding costs, average $35,000. Larger living space and housing costs, higher insurance premiums, increased living expenses, vacation and entertainment costs, potential children's expenses, emergency fund requirements, retirement planning for 2 people, shared living expenses, minimal savings, tax benefits, often negligible. Companionship, available elsewhere. Sexual access, decreases over time. Emotional support, becomes conditional. 50% chance of divorce. Potential alimony payments, asset division in divorce, legal fees and court costs. Potential loss of children access, career disruption from divorce proceedings, emotional and psychological damage. When you analyse marriage as a business deal, the risk-reward ratio is terrible for men. You're making a massive investment with minimal guaranteed returns and enormous potential losses. Let's examine the actual terms of the marriage contract and see how they favour women over men. Provide financial support during marriage, continue financial support after divorce, alimony, split all assets acquired during marriage, pay legal fees for divorce proceedings, maintain life insurance with spouse as beneficiary, support children financially, regardless of custody arrangement, none that are legally enforceable, no requirement to work or contribute financially, no requirement to maintain the relationship, no requirement to provide sex or intimacy, no requirement to respect or appreciate you, no penalty for ending the marriage. If you fail to meet your financial obligations, the state will garnish your wages, freeze your assets, and potentially imprison you. If she fails to meet any expectations, there are no legal consequences whatsoever. This is a contract where one party has all the obligations and the other party has all the rights. What rational person would sign such an agreement? The marriage industrial complex is designed to extract maximum value from men, and divorce is often more profitable than marriage itself. Divorce lawyers make more money when divorces are contentious and prolonged. They have financial incentives to encourage conflict, discourage settlement, and maximize billable hours. Women are often encouraged to fight for what they deserve, which usually means fighting for as much of your assets as possible. The lawyer gets paid regardless of the outcome, so there's no incentive to be reasonable or fair. Family courts are systematically biased against men in virtually every aspect of divorce proceedings. Asset division typically favours women. Alimony is rarely awarded to men. Child custody is heavily biased toward mothers. Child support calculations assume maximum male earning capacity. Domestic violence accusations are believed without evidence. This bias means that even if you're the victim of an unfair divorce, the legal system is unlikely to protect your interests. 50% of assets accumulated during marriage, 20 to 40% of future income in alimony and child support, $15,000 to $50,000 in legal fees, potential career damage from court proceedings, emotional and psychological costs that affect earning capacity. Many men never financially recover from divorce. They spend the rest of their lives paying for a marriage that failed, while their ex-wives move on to new relationships with their financial security intact. Given the terrible risk-reward ratio of marriage, what are the alternatives for men? Keep 100% of your income and assets. Make decisions based on your own interests. Avoid the legal and financial risks of marriage. Maintain multiple relationship options. Focus on personal and professional development. Avoid the stress and drama of marriage conflicts. You can have committed relationships, live together, and even have children without signing a marriage contract. This gives you relationship benefits without legal obligations, the ability to leave if the relationship becomes toxic, protection of your assets and income, more balanced power dynamics, flexibility to adapt as circumstances change. Many successful men are finding better relationship opportunities in countries where women haven't been programmed to view marriage as a business transaction. These relationships often provide genuine appreciation and respect, traditional partnership dynamics, lower financial expectations, greater loyalty and commitment, less divorce risk and legal bias. If you're considering marriage despite these risks, here's a framework for evaluating whether it makes sense for your situation. Can you afford to lose 50% of your assets? Can you handle potential alimony payments? Do you have enough income to support two people comfortably? Have you protected your premarital assets? Does she contribute equally to the relationship? Does she respect you when you're not performing well financially? Has she demonstrated loyalty during difficult times? Does she have realistic expectations about lifestyle and finances? Have you consulted with a divorce attorney about your risks? Do you understand the laws in your state regarding asset division? Have you considered a prenuptial agreement? Do you understand your potential liabilities? What would you gain from marriage that you can't get from a long-term relationship? Are you getting married for your own reasons or social pressure? Have you considered the opportunity cost of marriage? Do you have backup plans if the marriage fails? Here's the ultimate truth about modern marriage. It's a business deal designed to transfer wealth from men to women, and the terms are so unfavourable to men that any rational businessman would reject them immediately. The only reason men continue to enter into marriage contracts is because they've been conditioned to believe that marriage is about love, partnership, and happiness. But when you examine the actual terms, obligations, and outcomes, it becomes clear that marriage is primarily a wealth transfer mechanism. Their wife's love is conditional on their financial performance. They have all the obligations while she has all the options. The legal system is designed to punish them if the marriage fails. They're competing with every successful man on social media. Their financial future is entirely dependent on her decision to stay or leave. The smart money is on avoiding marriage entirely, or at minimum, waiting until you're financially established enough to absorb the potential losses without destroying your future. This doesn't mean you can't have relationships, love, or companionship. It means you can have all these things without signing a contract that gives someone else the power to destroy your financial future whenever they choose to exercise it. The choice is yours. You can continue believing in the romantic fantasy of marriage and risk becoming another casualty of the divorce industrial complex, or you can accept the reality of what marriage has become and make decisions that protect your future. Remember, in any business deal, you should only sign contracts that benefit you. Modern marriage benefits women at the expense of men. The sooner you understand this, the better decisions you can make about your life, your money, and your future. The men who understand this truth are the ones who thrive. The men who ignore it are the ones who pay the price for their romantic illusions for the rest of their lives. Choose wisely. If this video has changed how you think about marriage and relationships, smash that like button and subscribe for more content that exposes the uncomfortable truths about modern dating and relationships. Share this with other men who need to hear these realities before they make decisions that could destroy their futures. Your engagement helps spread this crucial information to men who desperately need it. Until next time, protect yourselves and make smart decisions.